Of course, week 2 starts tomorrow, and I've got the week 2 power rankings for you guys. You have 1 through 32, every single NFL team ranked. After week 1, of course, there's some teams that are going to be dropping and some teams that are going up. Yep, here we go. Week 2, what is it called? Power rankings. Here we go. Welcome back to the NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the Week 2 NFL Power Rankings. Of course, coming off a pretty good kickoff week. Again, going into Week 2 now. It should be another good week, but we'll start it off going through every single team and see how they are after Week 1. Again, it is just 1 week. Again, teams are going to be places they probably won't be by the end of the season. I'll just put it like that. Again, number 1 is your best team. I'll be ranking every single team. Again, we might change around during it, so yeah, probably want to stick around. So if I put your team in a spot, they might not be there later. Yeah, number 32, I mean, you're terrible. Like, we already know who's number 32, but yeah. That's what I got there, and yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, first we got the Indianapolis Colts, of course, coming off a week where they lost to the Jaguars 31-21. Overall, I think they played a pretty good game for what you'd expect from them. Again, shouldn't have been that close, to be honest, but, I mean, their defense played pretty well. Not great, but pretty well. Their offense, again, they did have their struggles, but I do think that Anthony Richardson, again, overall played pretty well. Again, they had a couple nice plays there. Again, it just wasn't a great game. Anthony Richardson concerns me with the way he's getting hit. I'll put him at 28. Again, they're still a young team. They definitely impressed me. I'll be honest. I didn't think they got blown out or anything. All right, now we get the Cowboys. I will put them at 3. They're not going at 1. I'll just put it like that. Again, the Cowboys were by far the most impressive. Well, no, wait. They weren't the most impressive team, but they played the... Yeah, they kind of did play the best. Of course, they blew the absolute crap off the Giants, winning 40-0. The last time that there was a shutout like that was 2021, where the Bills beat the Texans 40-0. Will the Texans have Giants be like that this year? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, the Cowboys, obviously, Dak did not look overly impressive at all. It wasn't like he had to be either, though. The running game was pretty good. Again, the offensive line kind of dominated. Their defensive line dominated. Again, it was up front that they overwhelmed the Giants. And as well, Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore both looked amazing, too. Again, those guys, I think, really boosted, too. But yeah, I'll put the Cowboys number 3. Dolphins, I will put it number 6. Again, offensively, they kind of played really, really well. Kind of like, again, if you like, Aaron Donaldson really wanted to reintroduce himself to the league. Well, that's what that's what Tyreek Hill and the Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa dynamic happened. But the run defense was by far the worst in the league this week overall. Schematically, the tackling, just the execution as a whole was as bad as you could get. Then again, they were playing a pretty good offensive line. Again, their offense looked really good, though. I think they'll be able to play much better up front, though, next week if they want to be able to win in New England. Because last year, again, they probably should have beat the Patriots, but this Patriots team looks a lot better than last year, especially, again, that defense. Like, this offense is going to play really well, and Tua cannot return with the football. I think it'll be similar to that 2021 game, again, where Tua, again, wasn't even close to as good, but that defense was still kind of, like, raw. So, I think it's going to be best on best in this matchup. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Again, we'll get to that, like, during the preview, but I just want to talk about it, because I think that is the game of the week, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's what I got there. Dolphins are at 6. Eagles, I will put it 4. No, wait, yeah, I'll put them at 4. Here's the thing with the Eagles. They did not play that well. That's kind of what I got. Like, the Eagles did not look overly impressive at all. But then again, they did just find a way to win. Again, their defense looked, again, pretty good overall in the first half. But after that, again, they got torched by Mac Jones. Definitely concerning game, but I won't say it's the end of the world because, again, it was week 1. They came out with a win. Offensively, Jalen Hurts, again, needs to take what the defense gives him. And he also needs to be a lot more accurate underneath as well. It wasn't like he was good there either. And their running game was bad because their offensive line just wasn't penetrating enough. It wasn't the fact they weren't creating holes because they were. Just the running backs weren't getting through them. So that was that, too. 4. They're 4 for now. I might move them up, but yeah, that's where they're going. Falcons, I will put it 18. They looked like Falcon-esque. Like, their defense played pretty well. Best I've seen in a long time for them. Of course, Jesse Bates, 2 picks in the game. Also, like, was a Madison coverage. They basically took care of business. Offensively, it was kind of really boring. Like, check down Charlie being Desmond Ridder, but it's fine. Yeah, 18. They're okay. Giants, they're going to go at 24. The Giants were pretty dang bad. But then again, they were basically as bad as you could get, but there's no way they're gonna play that bad again. And like, yeah, that's what I'll say. Again, is there a very good chance? Is there a chance they could lose against the Cardinals? Yeah, they're playing them. Yeah, there is a chance, but will they? I'd be like just stunned if they did. Yeah, get terrible week for the Giants, but it is just one game, even though it was bad as it was. Daniel Jones just needs to bounce back. That's all I'll put it. Like again, get how bad that was, but there's no way it gets any worse from here. At least the way they played in that one. Jags, I will put the Jags at 7. It wasn't a great win by any means for them. They had their moments, but Calvin Ridley looks like he'll be a top 10 receiver this year for sure. Trevor Lawrence was overall pretty good. Again, overall just was slinging the ball, but yeah, it wasn't the best game. Defensively, there were a couple of kinks here and there, but overall, again, they were pretty darn good. They were pretty good. So Jaguars a solid performance, just a weird game. They definitely have to protect Trevor better, especially against this Chiefs pass rush, which will be hyped up this week. So that's why they're at 7. Jets, I will put at 12. The reason I'm not putting him in as 11 is because, again, just Zach Wilson, basically. And, again, he did beat the Bills last year, too. So you got to keep that in mind, too. But, yeah, again, Aaron Rodgers is obviously done for the season. That basically sucks. But I will say this. There is still a chance they could be a good game, team. They literally just beat the Bills. So you got to keep that in mind. But, yeah, the Jets, they got a lot of stuff ahead of them. But their defense looked downright amazing. Honestly, probably the most persevering performance for sure. I don't know what other word to use, but yeah, they had a really good performance on defense. I do think they could win. Again, they could be successful this year, but it's going to take a lot out of Zach Wilson to do that. Lions, I will put the Lions at 2. That might sound insane, and I get that, but in my opinion, that Lions offense did not play their best football. I'll put it like that. I think they misexecuted a lot, and again, the big plays just weren't there. This might sound like bananas, but for right now, I'll probably move them down to 5 or something. But right now, I'm putting them at 2 just for scanning so far. Again, I'll probably move them because again, that sounds absolutely outrageous, which I do get. But wait, do I keep them there? Let me think. Yeah, you know what? How about this? We'll move the Cowboys up to 2. There we go. I'll put the Lions at 4. They went into Kansas City and won. No teams really do that. Again, you could say, oh, yeah, the Bills did it. Yeah, good for them. Last year, they were really, really good, at least a part of the season. So, again, the only teams that have won their regular season was Bills, the Raiders they shocked them back in 2019. 2020. No one did, yeah, some teams won in 2019, but that was kind of wacky. But let's say, 2018, oh, yeah, the Colts and Texans won. Again, Deshaun Watson. So, they're really the only teams that have ever, again, there's been a couple, flukes here and there, but the Lions, they won legitimately there. That was a huge win for them. I don't know how great they'll be after this, but I really, really, really like them. That's how, again, I'm bullish on this Lions team. They're at 4. Cardinals 32, they're tanking. Bengals, they will go at 11. The reason they're not to the top 10 is because their offense was so unbelievably bad that I just can't put them inside the top 10. Defensively, they were fine, but yeah, again, they just got to be, I think, a little bit better against the run. This offense, again, just can't be as bad as they were last week. Joe Burrow just did look terrible, so I don't know what else to say. You can talk about the schematics and all that crap, but one way or another, watching the film, Joe Burrow just did not get it done. That's why they're at 11. Packers, they'll go at 10. They blew out the Bears, good for them, and they probably were honestly the most fluent team outside of probably the 49ers in week 1. They were really good, but again, it was the Bears, so that's why they're at 10. But they looked really comfortable. Jordan Love looked legit. That's why they're at 10. And they dominated on both sides of the line, too. Chargers, I will put them at 14. I don't know. The Chargers were their offense was honestly really good. Again, it was improved, but with Austin Eckler questionable and him being by far their probably most explosive player right now. And again, their defense just playing terrible. I just can't move them. But yeah, they weren't actually that bad last week. Again, it wasn't a good game, but yeah, I'm not going to move them any lower. They were fine. Bucks, I'll put the Bucks at 19. Again, Baker played really well. Their defense looked good. I do think that if this running game can just be somewhat average, I do think they could win some games. But especially off of that game, I just don't know what to say. It wasn't that crazy. But again, Baker did do his job. Who knows what I'll see from him this year. Commanders will go at 25. Very unimpressive win. Should have probably lost to the Cardinals at some points, too. Again, they're going to get blown out next week if they don't play a lot better. Because Sam Howell did not look that impressive. Their O-line got bullied. Their defensive line didn't look too great. But I do think they'll be fine next week. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah. And the receivers really weren't getting too open either. Panthers, I'll put them at 26. Just, their offense looked dead. That's what I'll put it. Their offense just did not look good. Defensively, they were pretty good, but up front, they weren't the greatest, and if they can't do much there, I'd put them at 26. Chiefs, I'll still keep the Chiefs at 2. Keep the Chiefs at 5. Again, they did lose. I'll flip the Chiefs, and again, it's the Chiefs. I don't care they lost. Again, the receivers are a little concerning, but Justin Ross, I do think will get more targets this week for sure, especially going against the Jets cornerbacks, who he does, again, outside of Tyson Campbell, that he does have some big advantages over. But it's still Patrick Mahomes. Again, I think they could use the receivers better, to their strengths, screens and stuff like that, and maybe take a couple shots as well. But Yeah, again, the receiver thing is a concern, but their defense was actually pretty good. And again, Travis Kelce should be back. Then with Chris Jones back, the whole dynamics change. I think they'll be fine. They're at 4. The reason they're higher is because again, these teams were just better. I don't know. Do the Eagles? Like this is so hard. Do I keep the I'll keep the Chiefs at 3. I'll move the Eagles back. But yeah, the Chiefs again, they lost. So like I kind of really can't put them at 1 or anything like that. But if they blow out, well, no, they'll go back to 1 probably. Bears, they'll go at 27 probably. The Bears weren't like god awful, but Justin Fields looked horrible, and I mean like they just got blown out. Like that's what I'll put it. Browns, I will put the Browns at 8. The reason they're here is because offensively they really weren't that great. Their defense looked insane though. I'm not gonna flip them with the Jaguars, because the Jaguars the Jaguars just their offense looked a little more stable, and at least we know what they have a quarterback. We still don't know what with Deshaun Watson, but just their defense was that great. We'll just have to wait and see if they can do it again. That's really what sustainability for them, but yeah, it was a crazy win. Broncos, they'll go at 20. I'll put them at 23. Wait. What do we bump these teams down? Yeah, I'll do that. So, don't get too mad at me, but I'll bump these teams down. But Broncos will go at 24. The problem with the Broncos is they just didn't really have any big plays, which I kind of expected without Jerry Jeudy. But defensively, they really did struggle on 3rd down. But outside of that, I mean, they should be fine. Again, it was not a great loss, but it was just whatever. Patriots, they'll go at 17. I like what I got. I'll actually put them at 16. The Patriots, I liked a lot. Here's the issue I have. Can their offense be consistent? Because if they're consistent, they start running the ball a little better. I think they could actually be really good. Again, they played really well in that second half after the 16-0 start against the Eagles. But again, their defense is legit for sure. But I just don't know if this offense can be super consistent. But Bill O'Brien really did scheme up some really nice plays there. Raiders, they'll go at 20. I don't know. I'll put them at 22. The Raiders they're not very good. Like, their offense is just kind of dead right now. That's how I'll put it. But defensively, they were okay, a lot better than I expected. But again, it's the Raiders. Like, the Raiders and Broncos are basically interchangeable here. Like, I don't know. I was not impressed by them. Good win, though. Rams, I'll put at 20. I don't know. Like, I thought we were going to be really bad, but we just straight up went into Seattle. In that second half, we just took off, and the Seahawks did not know what hit them. We'll see about the 49ers, but again, good job, Rams. I'm happy you guys started at 1-0, obviously, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's all I got. Ravens, I'll put them at 13. That was just a bad game. I don't know what else to say. Like, the Ravens won, yeah, but, like, that's all I'll say. Like, it was just not a great game. Saints will go at 17. Yeah. The Saints, they won, but they didn't really win. That's how I'll put it. Seahawks, again, I'll probably have to bump. I don't want to bump these teams down low, because there are teams that belong, like, here. So, I don't know. I have an idea. I'll swap the Bears and Colts, because I think that does make sense. Panthers will go here. Commanders will go here. Giants will go here. Broncos will... I'll put the Seahawks at 23. I do think that the Seahawks, again, they played really bad, but there's no way they'll do that again this year just with what happened. But, yeah, they're a pretty solid team. I do respect them a lot, though, again. But, like, the division rivalry, the Seahawks, there's a lot of respect there, unlike some other rivalries. But, yeah, either way, the Seahawks, again, bad loss to start the season, but I don't think they'll play like that again. They just got to play better football. I really do hope their tackles get healthy, though, because they really need that. Steelers, 25. They got their butts kicked. That's what happened. Texans, 31. They struggled, like, a lot. Defensively, they were okay, but their offense really just did not play that well. And again, against better defenses in terms of, like, healthy-wise, they're going to get cooked. Like, that was a bad loss for the Texans. Titans, 21. Here's why they're 21 and not lower. They played terrible. I mean, terrible in the first half. They didn't score a touchdown. Their offense moved the ball a lot. But, again, 3 interceptions by Ryan Tannehill. They didn't get... With everything that happened, like how bad they played, like, terrible execution, and their defense blowing coverage left and right, they still only lost by a point. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, if this Titans team just plays better, like, straight up football, like, fundamental plays, they'll be fine. Like, that's all I'll put. Again, I get the Titans are not the greatest team, but, again, they could start out 1-2 for sure, but that was not, like, again, it was a bad loss, but I actually don't think they're that bad. Like, the Raiders, and I actually think the Titans played better than the Raiders. I mean, not better, but they're a better team than the Raiders. So, like, I don't know what to say. Like, the Titans they didn't play terrible, but they, like, played terrible, if you know what I mean. Probably don't, though. Vikings, bump these teams up, I guess. Yeah. I don't want to put the Rams at 19, though. Yeah, whatever. Titans will go at 23. The Vikings. The Vikings played, like, they weren't bad. again, with everything that happened, like, they really weren't bad against the Bucks. It was just the turnovers. Again, they can fix that up, they'll be fine. Like, the Vikings are a decent team. Yeah, they'll go here. Like, they didn't play that bad. Bills, where is that? 9. The reason they're still inside the top 10 is that their defense played really well, and Josh Allen just can't do what he did, I guess, again. But, yeah, the Bills, they should be okay, but that's definitely not the greatest way to start the season. 49ers are the number 1 team because they, again, outside of the Packers, they were probably the most fluid game overall. They didn't have any, like, hiccups. Again, their offensive line did not look great, but that was about it. CMC's him, like, I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, the 49ers were really good. They blew out the Steelers on the road. Like, good job. And that's all I got for the week 1 power rank. Week 2 power rankings, my bad. Again, a little bit of hiccup. Again, it wasn't like, again, I do struggle with something. Like, the Eagles at 4 just don't seem right, but then again, they kind of didn't play that well. Lions are at 5 because, again, they got the win at Arrowhead. The Chiefs are still at 3, though, because they're the Chiefs. Like, I still need to see more from that, and they'll drop more. Dolphins, you could put higher, but again, their defense was awful. Browns, I am underrating them a little bit, but again, their offense just wasn't that good, so that's what I'll say. Cowboys are number 2 because they had the most impressive one, kind of. I don't think they'll be there next week, but yeah, they're going to be here now. Take all your licks and laugh, guys. Again, I don't want to put I don't think the Texans are really the second worst team in the league, but they played like it, so I'll put them there. So that for you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, see ya for the Thursday night preview tomorrow. Yeah, if you didn't know, it was it's a rematch of literal same game from what is it called? Last year, week 2, Monday Night Football. If you don't remember that one, well, that really sucks.
Take the belt, go deep. Anderson's out there. This is going to go the distance. 92 yards. Darnold to Anderson. Incredible.
Hard to get him the ball. Here he is, the double move on 24 Awuzie, and watch Sam Darnold slide up, throw this ball away from Jeff Heath, the safety, by a foot or a yard there.